So you want to communicate with your friends, family, whatever while driving, but obviously using your cell phone when driving is technically illegal. There's another solution. That solution is radios. And this one here is a simple one, simple, small, low frequency range, but there are more expensive ones that can go a lot higher in range. Let me real quick explain the implications of having a CB radio. So there are three reasons why you should have a radio. So the first one is police use. Now, nowadays they use digital stuff for the most part, and really high frequency stuff. But if you were to somehow get your hands on one of those big ones, you may or may not be able to listen in on those radios, or if you're actually going to be a cop, you're going to be probably using this. Now the second reason is kind of hobbyist reasons, is so like off-roading or whatever, stuff like that. You're going out, you know, where there's no service, you can't use your phone to call, and to be fair, you don't want to use your phone because you want to keep a battery. That can kill your battery fast, and that's what's nice about this, is you can use them just about anywhere, as long as they can catch a frequency, the right frequency. You can be in a call basically full time with your buddies out off-roading, or even just racing in general, which is another thing that they're used for. Now, they've also, a lot of them switched to digital because it's better quality, better range, and all sorts of benefits. I'm sure that certain smaller racing teams probably still use these, and obviously back in the day, they use these. So now the third reason is because it's funny. To be fair, like, it's actually kind of nice, you know, if you're same reasons like off-roading and whatnot, you in town, you can just pop that on, or if you wanted to, for whatever reason, you're trying not to disclose your location, so you're not using your phone, you can use this. Now what I have here is a Cobra 19 Ultra, which is a very small radio, if you couldn't tell, you know, it's very small, nice and compact, which is what I was looking for. And then this has, of course, the radio and the handheld part. Now I did have to buy the antenna separately, unfortunately, which was an added on price, but it wasn't too bad. And what's nice about this kit is I can either just use the cigarette lighter, or I can wire it into 12 volt power, which can be handy for better quality and better like availability, I guess you can say. I've also got here an antenna. It's a simple, short, magnetic one, which can be stuck on top of whatever. Pretty simple, short, and not overly expensive. So anyways, let's go pull the 4Runner in, and we're gonna put this in the 4Runner. If I like it enough, I may or may not end up also putting in the Mustang sometime down the future, but otherwise, yeah, let's get this put in. Now I've taken the pause off so y'all can actually see the radio, but essentially, these radios, you can put them just about anywhere. Obviously you can't mount it to the airbag, and there can be limitations with certain vehicles and all, but if I wanted to, I could just mount it right here. I can mount it up here on the ceiling, down here. I can put it down the footwell as I drop it. The spot I'm going for is right here. I'm gonna get rid of the ashtray. I don't need that. And I'm gonna mount it right into here. It is like nearly perfect. Once I can get rid of like the structure that held that together, I can mount this right into there, and it is like a perfect fit. Now if you excuse me, I'm taking this off because I need to be able to see and my ears catch everything. All right, let's get started. And 4Runners are weird with the interior. I've got to pull that off first. Give me a little sneak peek. I think the camera can see it, the little controller for the little lights there. Pop that off. Then I can pop this off of here. Now, a little thing I wish I knew the first time I took this off with these 4Runners, do not grab up here. That is why this is falling apart and is being held together by tapes and prayers. The best way is to just grab this, firm grip, and tug. All right, there we go. Oh my gosh. In theory, that should. So yeah, probably gonna go in here, that, through there. Now the knobs are kind of behind there, but no biggie. And I'm probably gonna put it like right about there. So, okay, now here I've got the bracket, and then I'm gonna mount it like, I don't know, that's probably like a few millimeters from the original mounting point. And they supplied these self-tapping screws, which I'm not entirely positive completely will hold, but it's what they sent, and we'll do that. And if they don't hold, we can always just use bolts because I got plenty. Nope. Okay, not bad. Should allow me. Angle it. And there we are. Perfect placement. Alright, now I've got everything plugged in, put in here, and I've also did a quick repair with some plastic welding and all, so that this is at least one piece. But yeah, I have powered on, so now, interesting. Pretty sure I need to have the ignition on. It looks like, I think I need to control squelch. So essentially there's the squelch control, which just basically is what blocks out that interference. But yeah, now the thing is I cannot fully install this here yet until I've done the antenna, because I can't really fit that big old thing through all of this, because I don't want to be able to see this dang wire. So my plan here essentially is I'm gonna put it up here, and now the directions do say not to have it anywhere near a rack, but I think it should be fine. But we're gonna have it, I plan to have it here. It also says to have it more towards the center of the vehicle. If I have enough length, I'll probably will move it to the center, but since you run it down here, it's gonna run down here in this panel, through here, in the cork board. You all can't even see anything. But there's the wire there, through there, and then it's gonna come over here, under there, and into here, and basically connect to the CB radio there. So I've gone behind camera a bit, and I've done a bunch of changes. So I now have it mounted in the center, which is closer to what the instructions do say to have it at. It's still in the middle of the rack, but now it's running there, running much better along here, and coming into here, you won't even be able to see the wire because it's tucked underneath there. And then coming over here, I have it right under the seat, but you can barely see the wire, and then all the way up into here, and it's gonna run up to here. And now we have much more length now, because earlier it was like way back here where there's no way I was gonna get that on. But yeah, now it is nearly completely optional what you do with it. I mean, there's people who put it towards the center, there's people who put it where I have it, people who get special mounts and put them here. There's probably some that put them right in the middle. I've seen people even put their antenna just right there, right in the center of the hood. And it looks silly, but whatever you can to get the best signal. But also, it's optional how you do the wire. I do not like having to see wires everywhere, so I tucked mine, but you can, if you wanted to, you can just run it across, run it up, and just be done with it. But I don't like seeing wires all the time, so yeah. All right, now to get everything put in. This connection. Okay, got the whole battery plugged in now, and we come into here, slide over here, grab the keys, slide them in, and everything here should work. Got the red light, turn that on, very nice. Now I would like that to be aimed a little more up, but I got a little bit more clearancing to do back there, unfortunately, and I did modify this bracket, which I put in here, and you can put it anywhere. I mean, you can put it here, you can probably put it down on the side there, but I opted to put it there because it fits like perfectly into that spot. But yeah, doing this is also temporary. I plan to at some point hardwire it in, but I need to get a fuse tap, which then I'd fuse it to the fuse panel that's down here, and then ground it, of course. But yeah, I definitely don't like seeing that wire. Now the other thing that's nice is that I can just take that, pop that off of there, slip that right into there,
well, bam, that's one less wire just sitting there if I don't want to talk to anybody. So yeah. Now, big question though is the battery dead? Because that light was on. And nope. Now, I'll be honest, it's been a minute since I've started the Mustang, so... Hey, where you go? So I don't even know if it's gonna start. Oh, it does. Nice. Red one. Good. There we go, connected, all done. Okay, well, I didn't get it on camera, but 4Runner started back up again. So in case any of you guys were wondering how loud it is, I've got every single window open. Oh, we'll peek at some Alcantara testing, but yeah, you're about to see how loud it is. At least from my POV.